If you are seeing this video, it's likely you are writing your JAMB in a few weeks from now. In this video, we're talking about 10 tips on how to answer questions effectively. Before we move on, my name is Utme, but people know me as Mitochondrion. I'm a part 1 medical student of Awolowo University. This is my first YouTube videos. In this video, we're talking about 10 tips on how to answer JAMB question effectively. But before we go into those tips, we need to talk about how pattern of what JAMB CBT is what examinations. JAMB CBT examination comprises of 180 questions, and we are writing 4 subjects, and which in part of the subject, English is compulsory for every student. Now, English comprises of what 60 questions with comprehensions, tests and structures, oral English, and most every part of English language. And your 3 other subjects. If you're a science student, it's like you are doing physics, biology, chemistry, and art students like you are doing accounting, government, CRS, literature, and so on. Now let's go. The reason for this video is talking about 10 tips on how to answer questions effectively. Number 1 tip you need to know is that ensuring you have plan to finish your questions before your time runs out. Many students just study, read. They don't have a pattern. They don't have pattern, like they don't have it in mind that this question is, we are doing this question which is 180 for 2 hours, which is 120 minutes. Many students don't have that. They just read. They don't test themselves. They don't test their ability. Maybe they can answer this 180 question in 2 hours. One thing you need to ensure to ace this UTME is to have it in mind that you are writing 180 questions in 2 hours, and to plan yourself and how to finish this question before that time runs out. Tip 2. This is kind of 2 parts. The first is that don't spend too much time on the questions, and the other part is that do not move to the next question without answering what the first questions. Some students will be confusing, like, what is this guy saying? He said I should not move. He said I should not spend much time on the questions, and 2, I should not go forward without answering the first questions. You need to have into your mind that you are writing this exam for 2 hours, and you don't have enough of time for this exam. Why would you leave the questions and that you don't know that maybe you even come back to that question? What I'm saying, this is an objective question. You have a chance of getting it when you just pick question that is closer to the options you need to have. That's why I really tell students, please don't move forward. If you are writing the exam, make sure you don't spend your times on just one questions. And if you are not able to answer it, pick, just know what to do and pick the option that this question is closer to the correct answer, instead of leaving it blank, because there is high probability that you are not going back to that questions. You are not going back to that questions. 2, 3, guessing. When students will say, why? What am I saying? One thing you need to know is that you need to have planning, guessing. You need to have some strategy, methods to put in place to pass this exam. There is high probability that you are not knowing those 180 questions. Now, what do? You need to who guess the enterprise that these questions. Let me see this answer. All these things are the same. You can say, can I guess correctly? No. Think. You can guess and you get the right measure. There is probability that you have the 25 chance, 50%, or even 75% chance of getting the correct answer. Instead of leaving it empty, you guessed, because it's an objective question. That's why objective question is some people say objective examination is simpler than theoretical examinations. That's it, because you have an opportunity. You still have a chance of 1/4 chance of if it is 4 options of getting that answer correctly. Only have a target for you of guessing. We have elimination methods. You understand? To guess, we have a proportional method. That won't always work for most science students. Direct proportional and indirect proportional, and you're applying law. Please, I want you to know that. As a science student, know those applying law. That will help you to guess effectively. 2, don't change your option unless you know the correct one. Now, I usually tell many students. Some students will say, after you have picked one option they think is correct, now maybe they now reason, maybe after throwing back, they will not say that. Even though they don't even know the correct option, they don't know whether it's correct, they will let me change to this one. No, don't do that. Always make sure when you have trust your instinct, that's what you need to do. Don't change option anyhow. When you see that this is the correct answer, pick the correct answer. Yes, even though you are not sure, you have picked it as face, unless you are sure that the new answer you want to pick is the correct answer before you can change your questions. Before we move to the tip 5, if you have not subscribed, I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit up the notification bell for more videos. Thank you. And 5, calm down and read your questions carefully. That's what many people don't know. calm down, read your question carefully. There are some things, to calm down, calm your head, but avoid distractions. Like I didn't say you should be overconfident, but if you confidence in yourself, do not be fearful. You understand? Many things like fearfulness has made some students face their listening examination. Not that they don't know it, because of fears, all things they read, like most of it has gone out of their brain because they are afraid. Always say to them, calm down, avoid distraction, and remove fear from your mind, because that's what can make you ace this examination. 6, take your time to answer your questions. There is no award for the person that finishes the exam first. Why are you rushing to? You have 2 hours to answer your question. Why not finish your times and answer your question confidently? Why are you rushing? No, there is no need for rushing. Make sure you answer your question effectively. Finish your question. So you have all your time. Yes, they are not giving any other time. That is the 2 hours you have to determine your score, determine where you will be in 1 year from now, whether you are getting your dream scores or you are not getting it. Make sure use of your time. There is no reward for finishing first. Now let's go to the tip 7. Tip 7, your question reading pattern. Many people don't know, like you don't follow the same patterns. That's why you need to have plan ahead. That's why I make sure that's first. You need to have plan of finishing your questions. You understand? That's why I really tell students, your pattern of reading questions. Like some people read from the top and some people read from the top bottoms. But this different thing for me, I apply it in different of my subjects. Example, if I'm reading a comprehension in English language, if I'm reading from the bottom, which is the options before reading the comprehensions, and it's working for me. That's what I would like to know. You need to study this your reading pattern, question reading pattern, not only reading pattern. You need to know. Like question reading pattern is very important. That's why you need to practice questions during your examination. That's one of the usefulness of practicing past questions. Know how you read. Know how this. And I always know students, there are some questions like you don't even need to read the option first. Depending on the subject you are doing, you start reading from the option. From then you even know your answer without going to your options. For a physics student, example, they ask you which of this is a vector quantity, right? And they ask you which of this is a vector quantity, right? And they put mass. Yes, they put mass in the options. They put temperature. They put speed, and they now put accelerations. Now let's look at it. Even without even reading the option, they have put those words there. You should know that acceleration should be the correct answers. That is the reason you need to have your reading pattern. You need to have your reading pattern. 2, beware of tricky questions. Some questions have the way of they like deceiving students because that's JAMB for you. They don't want you to pass the exam. If they want you to pass, they won't be giving you like hard question. Actually, they don't want you to pass. Any examiner don't want you to pass the exam. Even though they teach you, like you think they teach you, they want you to be the best. Actually, they don't want you to pass the exam. They set some tricky questions and they ask some things like many students feel so hard about. They have something many students feel so hard about. Beware of those questions. Beware of take notes of some word like not, except, SS, but it is in your questions. Like they might even say that all this except, and you don't know that there is an except in those questions, and you just by that you can pick the wrong options. As I'm a science student, I have a question here. I would like to explain on that for you people to get it. Let me check the question and explain. I'm coming. Let me pick up my gadget for questions. Question like this: additions of excess CO2 to lime water form dash. Many students will think, let's look at the option. Option 1, calcium carbonate. Option 2, calcium bicarbonate. Option C, calcium sulfate. Option D, calcium sulfide. That's it. Many students don't know. Now, some students, maybe they are fast, they are not calm enough. They will just they will just say addition of CO2 to form to lime water form dash. Like they have forgotten that there is excess in the options. You understand? That alone can make people fail the exams. That means to pick the wrong answer. Some students can pick calcium carbonate because they have forgotten excess in the options. Now the answer here is B, which is calcium bicarbonate. That's what I always say it. Beware of those tricky questions. They don't want you to fail. They will put some word for you to confuse you. You would look like this question is very simple. I will just answer it straight away. That's why you need to look at the question very well and read your question carefully to avoid tricky questions. 9, eliminating wrong option. if you find a question you don't know, the first thing to do is that eliminating the one that you think this can never be the answer. That will what makes the probability of you getting the right answer very fast. For example, you have 4 options and you know that these two of these options can never be the right answer. The first thing you need to do, you need to eliminate those 2 options. Now after eliminating those 2 options, that's when you will now know part of this, the remaining two options can be the correct answer. Now you have 1/2 probability of what getting what the correct answer. The last but not the least, avoid using JAMB calculator. Let me tell you, JAMB they are very perfect, that they have find a perfect way like to make STEM fees by inputting the JAMB calculator. It happened to me during my first UTME. I was trying to solve some questions using my JAMB calculator, and I spent hours, minutes out of my time looking for that calculator. That calculation have no use actually. Everything that calculator can do, you can do it with your head. You understand? As you end this video, I would like to talk more about myself. I wrote my first JAMB in 2023, having a score of 275, but I was not adding 10 because it was not enough for me to get to the course I am, which is medicine and surgery. But writing again in 2024, I put all these 10 I've measured into practice, and I was able to have a score of 312, having 89 in physics and 91 in chemistry with less body. Yeah, I didn't take much, and I didn't read the way I read for the first UTME. Because I read very well in the UTME, but I didn't take this into practice. I want you to take all this to affirmation into practice, and you will see a good results. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, I want you to subscribe and hit up the bell notification videos for more video. I wish you good luck in your forthcoming examination. See you in my next video. Bye. Thank you.